Welcome to Crossfire, the debate show where Jesus and Satan butt heads. Tonight's topic is creationism versus evolutionism, a subject that has sparked debate for centuries. Is life the result of a divine plan, carefully crafted by a higher power and an all-loving creator? Or is it the product of impersonal natural processes, an endless cycle of life and death shaped by struggle, competition for survival, and random chance? So without further delay, representing the side for divine creation, we welcome the Prince of Peace, the one who, according to many, created the heavens and the earth in all its divine glory, with a little help from his dad, I imagine, Jesus Christ.
Hi, everybody.
And arguing for the other side. Yes, Jesus?
Well, I'm not actually arguing for creation. I'm arguing for evolution through natural selection.
Really? That's unexpected. Why?
Because I'm not capable of lying. That's why.
Oh, okay. So then, arguing for creationism, we have Satan?
That's right, mother, brother. What's up?
Well, this is a bit confusing. So Satan is arguing for divine creation?
Yeah, I mean, creation's true, but I still make it look like evolution might be true so Christians lose their faith. You know, I didn't spend all that time burying fake dinosaur bones for nothing.
That's not true. Nobody believes you did that.
Yeah, this is America, buddy. You'd be surprised.
Well, okay.
Point to Satan. Okay, Jesus, so does evolution happen?
Yeah, of course it does. Natural selection is a process through which organisms best adapted to an environmental niche survive and reproduce. The evidence is overwhelming.
He's just talking about microevolution. Even creationists believe in that kind of adaptation. But the idea of macroevolution, that a fish turned into a mammal or a dinosaur turned into a bird, there's zero evidence for that.
Not true. Macroevolution is just a lot of microevolution. We have transitional fossils.
Transitional fossils. You mean those bone fragments that scientists dig up and guess what they might have been? That's not evidence. That's like paleo fan fiction.
Look, transitional fossils clearly show gradual changes over time. We have Tiktaalik, a fish with wrist-like fins that could prop itself up on land. We have Archaeopteryx, a dinosaur with feathers, wings, claws, and teeth. It's an ancestor of modern birds.
Those are just weird animals, not proof that one thing turned into another. A platypus is a mammal with a duck bill that lays eggs. You gonna say that's half bird too? That thing looks like God made it after a bad night with leftover parts.
No, the platypus is a monotreme. It's a primitive mammal that lays eggs like its reptilian ancestors. It's really just more evidence for evolution.
But Jesus, you have to admit, it looks like a one-of-a-kind design.
Actually, it has a cousin species, echidnas. They're also egg-laying mammals. An interesting fact, they only have a single opening used for both excretion and reproduction. So I'll ask you, Satan, why would an intelligent designer make an animal with only a single hole for pooping and making babies?
Well, that's easy. Efficiency.
Point to Satan.
Also, sex and pooping are both dirty. God designed some animals so that sex is only for reproduction, not for pleasure.
Well, if it was such a turnoff, it wouldn't be such a popular birthday present, would it?
Point to Jesus. Sorry, Satan, you're going to lose that point.
Crap.
Okay, so it seems like all the empirical evidence is on the side of evolution. The argument for creation appears to lie solely with creating doubt in the evidence for evolution and placing God in the gaps, imagined or real. So can you give us some actual evidence for creation, Satan? Have we lost this connection? It looks like Satan's connection is down. All right, we're going to work to get him back. Okay, Jesus, over to you. Is there any evidence that supports creation?
Well, no. Actually, the evidence points in the opposite direction. If creation were true, we'd expect to find fossils of dinosaurs and other long extinct creatures mixed in with modern species. But that never happens. Instead, the fossil record is neatly ordered, with the oldest rocks containing only the most primitive life forms. In fact, the oldest known rocks on Earth, found in Australia, are about 3.5 billion years old and contain nothing but fossilized microbes.
Interesting. I think we have Satan back. Satan, are you there?
Yeah, sorry. The Wi-Fi down here sucks. It keeps overheating.
Don't you keep your network adapter in a cool place?
What are you talking about? Everything's on fire.
Everywhere. Why don't you talk to my dad? He could probably get you a small refrigeration unit.
We're not on speaking terms anymore.
Well, yeah, that's probably for the best. I mean, he's still trying to explain to my mom why you did what you did to Job all those years ago. And she's not buying it either.
Yeah, well, those were the good old days, you know?
Yeah, you're a bad influence, you know that?
Well,
Okay, Satan, before we lost you, I was asking if there was any actual evidence for creation. Jesus says no. Well, what do you say?
well, of course he says no. He needs to worship the false religion of evolution.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Fossils have become your religious idols.
No, they haven't, because it's not a religion.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. Look, I have a personal relationship with Charles Darwin, okay? He's a great guy. I was just talking to him yesterday.
All right, let's stay on topic. Satan, is there evidence for creation?
Of course there is. Haven't you ever heard of intelligent design?
Oh, come on. That's been debunked.
It has not. Look, you see this mouse trap? Fuck. Look, in Darwin's day, they didn't know anything about the internal structure of a cell. Darwin thought the cell was just a lump of living protoplasm. But we know now that there's a great amount of complexity inside the cell itself. And complexity can't be explained.
Sure it can, through genetic drift and horizontal gene transfer.
Oh yeah? Well, why don't you ask your new daddy, Charles Darwin, about genetic drift and horizontal gene transfer? See what he has to say about it.
Well, he didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, that's right.
Gregor Mendel's laws of inheritance weren't discovered until 1865. That's several years after Darwin published The Origin of Species. And the principles of heredity weren't synthesized with the process of natural selection until the 1930s.
Exactly my point.
Sorry, Satan, I'm not seeing your point.
Darwin didn't know anything. It was just a theory, a guess. You know, sure, he explained how a wolf could become a chihuahua, but a dog can't become a cat.
Of course not. But dogs and cats share a common ancestor from about 60 million years ago, called Miacids.
Point to Jesus.
Well, he can't explain how single-celled life evolved into multicellular life. Life on Earth is either single-celled or made of millions, billions, or even trillions of cells. There are no creatures running around made up of just like 5 cells. If evolution were true, there would be.
Well, actually, there are forms of algae alive today that are comprised of 4 cells. And they give us a perfect glimpse into how multicellularity evolved.
Point to Jesus.
He still can't explain the complexity inside the cell. And all that complexity is evidence for creation by an intelligent designer.
Look, if cells were truly just homogeneous blobs of living protoplasm, that would make them harder to explain scientifically. A living structure with no underlying complexity would leave us without any natural processes to study. Essentially, it would be a scientific dead end, which ironically would fit better with an unexplainable, supernatural, or even divine creation.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's a bunch of crap.
That's a dismissive ad hominem, Satan. It's not allowed. You're going to lose a point.
This debate is rigged.
The fact that cells are not just formless blobs, but rather intricate molecular machines composed of organelles, proteins, and self-replicating molecules like DNA and RNA, that provides a clear pathway for understanding their natural origins. The deeper we go, the more we see how cells could have evolved through simpler, self-replicating chemical systems. This supports the idea that life itself emerged gradually through a natural step-by-step process rather than being magically poofed into existence as a fully formed biological structure.
That's a very well-argued point.
Thank you. Well, you know, son of God.
So what do you think about that, Satan? I think we may have lost Satan again. Satan, are you there? Is his connection down?
I think he's just pretending his background is still moving.
Oh, go to hell, both of you.